Greetings and welcome to the Sports Card Ripping Teacher. Well, those Fanatics boxes finally came in yesterday. They were all done rumbling around the back of a UPS truck. But like John MP said, they were well packaged. It was in kind of like a 4x3 box, and each one had its own little holster in there. So those things were in really good shape. So nice move there, Fanatics. Maybe they can clean up some other things along the way. So I went to go call Jackson yesterday to do the at-home rip of the week, and he was outside playing with the Tasmanian Devil, and what they were doing I wasn't quite so sure about. They had a kind of a dug-up tree stump with some of the roots still attached, tied to this rope, and they were trying to throw it into the fire pit that was about 15 feet away, and after they finally got it in there, they ran over about 10 yards, and they had these poles, and it was like they were fishing with the poles, trying to reel everything in, and it was a sight to be seen. But I do love it. You know, when I got home, they were outside playing catch. Then they were outside in the backyard. You know, they were being kids. They were getting dirty. They were getting lost. They were having a good time, and I do love that. All right, class is in session. Today is February 22nd. It's lesson 121. Today it goes out to Slammin' Sammy Sosa. That's right, Sammy Sosa, who I do wish the Cubs would finally bring back home to Chicago. I know with all the steroid stuff, you know, in the broken boom box, people are still a little bit sour about it. Some are not. But I think the biggest thing, and thing that I still kind of remember most, was the corked bat incident. I was actually working that day, I believe it was against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and the bat just exploded all over the place. And a lot of people were like, oh, what was that? It was in the first inning, bottom of the first. It was not still a full house yet. And when people got into the stadium, they're like, oh, well, where's Sammy? And kind of explained to them, and that was just disappointing. And he said, you know, it was for batting practice to give people a show. When the bullpen coach was throwing meatballs up at the plate, Sammy was putting on a show. He could have used a telephone pole and hit those balls out of the ballpark. So that was definitely disappointing. All right, so I do hope the Cubs, you know, let's make up. Have Sammy come back to Wrigley Field this year. You probably wouldn't even notice him, though. Seeing him in pictures, he looks a little bit different. All right, today we're leading off with a VR for Return to Collecting. It is their 600 subscriber VR contest, and the first part of it is a shout out 3 channels that are close to 200 subs. And as always, these things are always hard for me to do. I had a list of probably about 15, you know, ones that had maybe 30 subs on up to almost 200. So here we go. Hammy and Son. They have 133 subscribers, and they're Packer fans. We always need more Packer fans in whatever we do, folks. Next is going to be Southern Fried Cards. It is a husband and wife team. They're at 173. I do like, you know, their interactions, doing the hobby with people. So that is always exciting right there. And also, Mac Wax Stacks has 181 subs. And thanks to him, I can no longer say Shohei Ohtani. I have to stop and thinking about it because it's always now Shohei Ohtani. Whenever I see Shohei Ohtani out there with the Dodgers now, I think, what could have been if Shohei Ohtani would have made it to the Cubs? Again, I need to like mentally stop and think about those 2 words before I say them. But the cool thing was, in one of their most recent videos, they are chasing their niece, who is a professional soccer player. I think Alexa is her first name, but they're getting cards of her, which I think is awesome. And Graham has always asked me quite a few times, you know, like, we always play the hypothetical game at home, which I always don't have the patience for. And, you know, what if I get a scholarship to go to Michigan or Ohio State? I was like, well, I mean, that would be awesome. As much as I, you know, despise those schools and sporting events, they are outstanding institutions, and like, we'd be super proud of you. But he's like, well, what if they played Notre Dame? I was like, well, I will cheer for you for whenever they play anyone but Notre Dame. I'll cheer for you. But if it's the Irish, go Irish. He's always disappointed about that, but I've been a Notre Dame fan for all my life. My grandmother, I always say, is still rolling in her grave that I never went to the University of Notre Dame to play football, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? All right, so those are the 3 channels there. I will have them linked. If you don't already follow them, do follow them, sub them up, watch a couple of videos, leave a comment, give them a thumbs up, make sure that sub does stick. Second part, hope I got all these parts here. I'm always bad at doing this. Your 2 favorite cards. And one of them I have showed before, and it's this Mark Grace right here. Upper Deck Loose Collection. And the reason that I always say this one is because it always reminds me of my mom and dad. I do work at Wrigley Field as well. And whenever I walk up the stairs and I see the ivy, it always reminds me of that first game I went to as a Cubs fan. Here's my ticket, man, $9.50. And we were sitting close too, $9.50. That was a lot of money back in the day. Today, you can't buy anything in the ballpark for, well, like you buy a hot dog, I think, for $9.50. But I always think of them, just seeing the ivy when I first walk in kind of reminds me of that first Cubs game. And I probably work around like 50 events a year with concerts and games, and it never fails. And when that first time when the ivy starts to bloom in late May, June, like it really hits home. So I always like that card for that reason, seeing Mark Grace there. And my second favorite card, I just picked it up. It's this Ron Santo autograph. I did get it with our buybacks the other day. And I always enjoyed Ron as a broadcaster. Total homer, just like I am, so I enjoyed that. And when I hear other announcers being homers, I don't really comment because, like, hey, that's my guy, Ron Santo, for sure. So, and I would see him around the ballpark. He did have juvenile diabetes. Eventually, he did lose his legs. He also lost his life. But you would see him around the ballpark with his walker. He had these Cubs prosthetic legs with logos on there, pinstripes, his name and everything. And I never even thought of like having the heart to ask him for an autograph, but I always wanted one. So that was my chance. I used some of our buybacks on this card right here. And also for return to collecting, he wants to know like what prize you may want to be in the drawing for. And I would go for the Ken Griffey Jr., I think. As a right-handed batter and as a youth growing up in that area, I took many terrible swings trying to copy the swing of Ken Griffey Jr. In our neighborhood, it was often imitated but never duplicated. All right, this is a long introduction here. We eventually have cards here, folks, and we're going to show you that in a little bit. We did have an SSP hit, so stay around here for a little bit. But going back to Commenting Collector with his VR, I did pass out some of those Denny packs. One girl resisted the itch to open, said she was going to take it home. So I asked her yesterday, did you open it? She said no. I'll ask her again on Friday if she opened it or not. We'll see. The hit of the day, though, was in the 1996 pack, the Pinnacle one, a Ryan Sandberg hologram. Rhino going in the hole, turn around, throwing it to first base to Mark Grace. That was definitely the hit of those that did open their packs. And tonight, everyone, take a nap after dinner because I am going to be on Zach's Sports Cards and Collectibles. I'm pumped up to be on there with Zach. I always enjoy tuning in on Thursdays. He always has a lot of special guests, and today he has me. Not saying that I'm a special guest or anything, but I'm going to be that guest. Just really like hanging out with the community, hanging out with Zach. So that should be a good time. All right. So here finally is our Fanatics blaster box. All right. So here we are. And I have to ask, what were you two doing outside? I see you with a rope, many sticks, and a tree stump that's been taken out of the ground. What are you doing?
We're playing a fishing game.
Playing a fishing game outside. Very interesting. Have you guys washed your hands?
No. We're about to do that.
Go do that. All right, so you guys washed with soap, right?
Yes.
All right, good enough for me. So finally, our Fanatics box has arrived. It took a very strange route here. It was in like Wisconsin and then like south suburbs of Chicago, back in Wisconsin. But it's here, and we're going to bust into this. We are looking for some Fanatics redemptions. Now, did you guys see the new Fanatics jerseys for the baseball players?
No.
They really don't like them. And I wonder if we're going to get like t-shirt jerseys out of them pretty soon. But some of the major leaguers said they did not like the quality of the jersey. So it's good.
Suck it up.
They do. You know what? They do. They make a lot of money. Back in the olden days, the players were wearing jerseys that were like winter wool comforters. They were wearing like itchy and scratchy. You're right, Carter. They've got it too easy as it is. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll do Graham and I will open these 3 packs against the 2 Hardy Boys over here, and there is a 5th pack or an extra pack, the 9th pack. I'll maybe decide who gets to open up that one.
All right, Jack is up first. My favorite guys are playing catch today. That was the first time seeing guys playing catch so far this year. Jack is up. Star of the MLB. Now, if you have other names, just skip them. Big Meat Pete. Quarterback. Bobby Witt Jr. Randy Rosarena. Ryan. Mount Castle. William Contreras. That's Wilson. Oh, Jason Dominguez. That's a nice rookie right there. Oh, I should have told him that, right? Spencer Torkelson. Oh, there's your first Aqua, Sean Murphy. Pretty sweet. I'll put your cards here. You guys can go through. You got one more pack though, Jackson. Carter's going to take over here. Mr. Brown, come on, make him stay on camera. You told me a few days ago that if you don't get every day a cruise and Cap's 2024 Series 1, then it's crazy. So it's Ellie or nothing, huh? You want to turn them over there up front. There you go. Jacob, Maya, and Willie Castro, Patrick Bailey, Kyle, Finn, former White Sox. Chris Kennett. And Carnacion, he's a good one to get. Emmett Sheehan. You gotta make up the names and move on. You don't gotta take it too far. They don't take it personally. You can't see all these ones. All right, Carter, your 2 packs here. Oh my gosh, Shelly's over there cooking. It sounds more like a home improvement construction over there. Okay, so we got our first pack here. All right, we open that. We got Riley Green, Justin India, Bryson Scott, Grayson Rodriguez, Kenny Jansen, Dean Kalina, Salvi on the blue, future Hall of Famer, Sean Murphy, and C.J. Abrams. We're gonna put those right here. We got one more here. And then Jack, Graham. You guys can discuss your top 5 over there, I suppose. You can take time. That's fine. Josh Rada. Fernando! Oh, there we go. Marcio Lucano. We got a bunny. Sluggers. Okay. Oh, we got a backwards Kyle Tucker in the 2023. 2023, but it's 2023. But look at the box. It says 2024. So I'm telling you the greatest hits from that year there. We're not telling the people in the time machine here. And we got Travis Rod, and we got, whatever his name is, Christian Encarnacion. And I thought that was going to be something else, because Jack was taking off his Stars of the MLB, and you had yours on the back still. So I thought that was something big there. All right, you guys get your top 5 together over there. Tyler Anderson, Michael Kopech, JJ Bleday. Oh, that's one of the, that is a, like a proof card right there. That is a nice hit. We've seen that one right there. We got a Mike Trout. We got Matt Olson and a Bobby Witt Jr. So that is a, I think like a true photo, maybe something like that. Very nice. That's a nice card right there. That's pretty nice. I'm thinking exactly what, I think it's called True something. Let's see what else we got. Shohei Ohtani. Oh, nice Shohei. Signs. Jose Fernandez. Adley Rutschman. Nice. Did Carter have to go home? Have to go for him? Oh, you're by yourself now. Well, you pretty much lost it. We got one of these true photos. Right over there. We have to sleeve that one up there. All right, we got a Pete Alonso on the Stars of the MLB. Albert Azoy. Garrett Cole. We got a Chrome Stars of the MLB. Mookie Betts. Very nice right there. Bryce Harper. Kevin Gausman. On the Aqua. Very nice. One more to go here. Shohei Ohtani. Actually, got one more pack after that. I'll open the extra pack. There's the Cubby winning card right there. Nico Horner, my main man. Jeff Bagwell, part of Killer Bees back in the day. Always tormenting the Cubs. Brian Del Cruz. We definitely won this one, I think. Yep, we won a landslide. Pete Crow Armstrong, PCA right there. High hopes for him. Corbin Carroll. I mean, they can vote, and a lot of times people just don't vote for me. Sometimes, Jack, I feel like that's okay. Steven Kwan. Nolan Arenado. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. I always maybe had, some like stats or numbers to go with the hand strength, the arm accuracy. And back in the old days, had that thing you would squeeze, kind of work on your hands. Alright, so there we go. So Graham and I, we worked up on it. That is the, I think it's called the true photo, where it's just a photograph. Have not seen one of those pulled out of these boxes, I don't think. Matt Olson could be an MVP candidate, I feel like. Mike Trout, I know exactly what day he's going to win this thing on. We'll go with Shohei Ohtani, and then of course we got to put a couple in there, Graham. Pete Crow Armstrong, if I can get it picked up. Jack, where's your guys' top 5? This guy, Encarnacion Strain, I think his name is. Very good. Or Jason Dominguez, what do you want? Oh, you're going to Fernando. How many Fernandos did you get out of that card shop this week? You're digging through the box looking for free Fernando type pieces. How many did you take home with you? 1, 2. Oh, yeah. You don't lie. Classes!
All right, folks. We are back. So here's probably our top rookie right there, Jason Dominguez. And then this Andrew Monastero. I thought he was a rookie for some reason. I know he did play a little bit last year, so he must have had enough at-bats to qualify. And here is the true photo of him right there. You know, some of these are going for kind of crazy prices there. I saw the Ellie one was on sale for over $1,000. No one's bought it, so that's not what it's worth for sure. But I think it's very cool getting these right here. So maybe possibly I can trade a Brewers fan for a Cub fan one of these. at some point, but just that was a nice hit out of the Fanatics box, and there's what the card looks like with everything else. We have our stack of base right over here, and then here is a Mookie Betts on the Topps Chrome. This Nolan Arenado, the blueprint. We have 2 89 Topps, Jeff Bagwell, Emmett Sheehan. We have one of these greatest hits, Kyle Tucker. Got a big stack of rookies here, probably some of our better ones. Right there on top, Christian Encarnacion Strand. Here are our Aquas. Got a home run challenge. Mike Trout, you got to stay healthy. Got to stay healthy this year. Salvador Perez, future Hall of Famer. Nice color match right there. The all-Topps team, Shohei Ohtani. And then here is our stack of stars of the MLB. We've seen all of these probably many times. But Pete Crow Armstrong, I'm going to say that's the hit of stars of the MLB right there. Don't forget, stay up for... I may have to put sunglasses on these bobbleheads. For a while, it was going well, taking them down, but I may have to put some glasses on. I don't know, class. So, watch Zach Sports Cards and Collectibles. So for now, class is dismissed.